going on, Packers fans? Welcome into today's show. We got some good news to talk about, and we have some bad news to talk about for Green Bay. And we're going to start it off discussing one Jayden Reed, because as of this morning, he's officially out indefinitely. Now, if you don't know what indefinitely means, you're not alone in that. I actually had to make sure I Googled it to make sure I knew what it meant right before we started this show. It's an unlimited or unspecified amount of time. So they don't really give us a timetable to when he's going to return, when he's going to be back. And this is happening because, he had that clavicle surgery after the game against Washington. And at that point in time, we all thought, okay, 6 to 8 weeks. But as Jayden Reed broke to us yesterday on Instagram, and as Adam Schefter broke to us earlier this morning, that he actually wound up also getting that broken or that Jones fracture that he had in his left foot. He had that get operated on as well. So 2 surgeries for him yesterday, one on the clavicle, one on the left foot, and he said, successful foot and clavicle surgery, thank you, God. Posted that on social media, and Adam Schefter then confirming he is out indefinitely. Jayden Reed was the one who updated fans originally on this. He went live via Instagram, and he looked like it was a very, very medicated Jayden Reed, but regardless, he was talking about how the surgery went well. So everybody, myself included, was very happy to see that. He went on to say, Packers to the bowl, bruh. We turned. We're going all the effing way. So it's good to see that even post-surgery, he still feels really, really good about where this team's going this upcoming season in 2025. I got more to talk about with the surgery, what you should expect the recovery time to look at. We'll look at a little bit of those statistics. But before that, do you want to wish Reed a speedy and fully healthy recovery? I need you to get all the good vibes you can out there, okay? Hit that thumbs up button, like today's video to send the good vibes Jayden Reed's way. So this is the Jones fracture, okay? This is the part of the foot that it's located on. I'm not going to use any medical terms because there's a reason I'm talking to you guys here on YouTube, and I'm not in a hospital operating on people right now, because that would be probably the worst thing that could ever happen to America. Originally, he was going to play through it, okay? If you remember the first preseason game of the season, people saw him on the sideline with a boot on his foot for the first time. Everybody started freaking out about it, and it came out just a couple days later that he had Jones fracture, but he said he was just going to tough it out, play through it with the season. And honestly, although it is bad news that he is out indefinitely, I do feel pretty happy that this ended up happening, and I'm talking about him just deciding to go ahead and get the surgery anyway. If he was going to get that clavicle surgery, I'm happy they made a decision to just knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, because playing on a Jones fracture, A, it's not a very easy thing to do, and B, there's a very good chance that he hurts himself further, and then after about 6 weeks of the season, oh no, guess who's out the rest of the year? So I'm glad they decided to knock it out. So as far as the statistics go, I found this published article about recovery time for a Jones fracture. Now, this is from the NFL seasons of 2010 to 2015. So, if anything, it's probably sped up a little bit over the last decade, just as, things have improved medically. Regardless, I think this is a good timetable and a good time frame to still keep our eyes on. So, within those 5 seasons, there were 42 Jones fractures that they were identified, that occurred. 15 of those 42 players returned in 10 weeks or less. 27 players returned after 10 weeks. 4 of those players required a second surgery, actually, which made them go even later than that 10-week time frame. Wide receivers were the position that most likely suffered from Jones fractures in this time frame. Now, let's talk about performance after, because that's really all we care about now, is how he's going to play once he gets back. So if players return before 10 weeks, 53.2% of them saw a decrease in their performance. If they returned after 10 weeks, 9.4% saw an actual increase in performance. So my conclusion from that is take all the time you need to. Jayden Reed, please take all the time you need. It sucks for the offense, obviously, that he's not going to be there. I know we're excited about Matthew Golden. We're excited about Romeo Doubs, Tucker Kraft, Octavian Wicks, but we all know that Jayden Reed most likely was Jordan Love's wide receiver 1 going into this season. So, yeah, it's going to be a bummer him not being out there getting targets. But on the bright side of things, Christian Watson is almost back. He just talked about how he'll be able to practice right when his pup time comes off, which is after the first 4 weeks of the season. So you lose one receiver, you get one back, and in my opinion, like, this team has bigger goals. As long as Reed is back for the postseason, I'm more than okay with him taking all the time he needs. I'm more than okay with him taking more than the time he needs to just make sure he's 100% healthy. I'm not in the business of rushing Jayden Reed back from this injury because this team is good enough to make it to the postseason without him. Now, once you get to the postseason, I would love him back. But before that, just make sure you get good. Make sure you're right. And the schedule is hard, right? Still got to play Dallas. That Cincy's game looking a little bit easier, but you got to go on the road against Pittsburgh. You have to take on Philadelphia. You have to take on the Lions again, the Broncos, the Ravens, the Vikings, the Bears twice in your last 6 weeks. You got some good teams left up to play. But honestly, looking at that schedule, if he's back week 17 against the Baltimore Ravens, I am more than happy with that. That's kind of my target date, in my opinion, for Jaden Reed. That gives him 101 days, which equals just about 14 and a half weeks to get himself right, to get himself ready to go, and to get himself there in time for the postseason. So coming up next, we gave you the bad news. Now it is time to give you the good news on one Mr. Jayden Reed, or excuse me, not on Mr. Jayden Reed, but for the upcoming matchup against the Cleveland Browns. But before that, I need you guys to tell me, which week do you think he'll be back? I just said week 17. That's my guess, but I want to know your guess in the comment section down below. Let me know what your answer is. I got an awesome answer for your biggest solution, which is, how can I have more fun watching football? Well, the answer to that is just check out our great friends over at Underdog. This episode is brought to you by Underdog. And look, it's the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Let's cut to the chase. If you download the app today and sign up with promo code Packers Report, you score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. If you want to know my Underdog lineup for this upcoming Sunday matchup against the Cleveland Browns, I got the higher on Jordan Love, 1.5 passing touchdowns, the higher on Tucker Kraft, half a receiving touchdown, and go ahead and give me the lower on Joe Flacco, 1.5 passing touchdowns. Download the app today and sign up with promo code Packers Report to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code Packers Report. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/blanket terms_DFS_for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. So on to the good news. The Browns head coach, that is Mr. Kevin Stefanski, he confirmed this week that Joe Flacco will be the starter for Cleveland on Sunday against the Green Bay Packers. So why is this good news, Joey? Well, I've watched Joe Flacco play in 2025, and my assessment is he kind of looks like he's just sleepwalking through this season. You can't really even explain it, and I think you'll get what I'm saying when you watch the game on Sunday, but it just doesn't really look like he cares all that much. And I get it. He's been in the league a long time. He's got himself a Lombardi trophy. But still, it's just jarring to see a little bit. Now, the numbers, they're fine. 62.2% completion percentage, just south of 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. That 3 interception number is awfully high, and that's the other good thing about Joe Flacco is he's going to turn the football over to you. Okay? There's a good chance that this defense is going to be able to force turnovers, which when you're playing a team that you are better than is honestly one of those things that feels like the ultimate just dagger to the chest. And the other thing about Joe Flacco that I think benefits Green Bay is I don't think he could break a 5.5 40-yard dash. Now, I'm not saying I could break a 5.5 40-yard dash. I actually think it'd be pretty close if me and Joe Flacco got in a foot race with each other. But basically what I'm saying is he's not very elusive. And this Packers pass rush, as we've seen through the first 2 weeks of the season, is just about as lethal as it can get in the National Football League. So a lethal pass rush mixed with a bad offensive line, mixed with an immobile quarterback, things are kind of trending towards a big sack day for the Green Bay Packers. My same sentiment remains, right? You can't overlook this team. They can beat you. They've got a good enough defense, good enough defensive line to do that. But you are better than they are at the end of the day. You got the better roster. I believe you got the better coaching staff. I believe you're better on both sides of the ball at pretty much every position group. You should beat them. But in the same breath, you can't be overlooking. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you get me on social media, at JoeyPeterson8 on Twitter, at JoeyPeterson8 on Instagram. Those links in the comments section and description. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to make that change today. YouTube.com/PackersTV. Daily videos, all 100% free right here on the channel. Hey, we also go live for game days. It's a ton of fun. Join us today.